All right, end to one for Game Crew. We are back for round 2 of this edition of the Tuesday night takedown. Here we have teammate Nicholas Kirkpatrick on your right, playing one of our friendly locals from last week, Kurt. So right here we have a matchup, interesting matchup actually. We have Celasaur with Nick here, playing a lot of healing, looking to just use status conditions and just torture his opponents, which is very normal for his playstyle in our area. And then Kurt here taking full advantage of the power of Dark Box, hoping to just overload Nick's board state with damage. So we see here Nick's on his third mulligan. Luckily, though, Nick is going first. Although, being an expanded event here, we're not anticipating an opening reset stamp. So as we said, this is round 2 of a 4-round event. We appreciate you guys checking this out. And hey, if you're liking this content at all, or think we can do something a little bit better, let us know. So here we see Nick's got a pretty optimal starter. He really just wants to start getting his attackers up, though. So here we see Kurt's going to go and take his mulligans. And they're going to go ahead and get started. So you're opening up that Mew. We got a set of free retreaters here. Definitely ideal for both of them. So we see the opening netball here. Nick getting his first deck search in there. Anyone in the Hampton Roads area needs to come check out Jersey's Books and Comics in Hampton, Virginia. Amazing venue. Local league here on Tuesdays, and they take such good care of the players. So we see here Nick's going to go ahead and get out his Celasaur with that netball. And we see a second netball here, going to get that first attachment down. So alone with all the healing, Nyx is going to be focusing on that Celasaur for Grass DCE. Going to be doing 50 damage, and then Poison, Burn, Confuse his opponent, which all in all is going to stack up to 80. And then coming back in the return turn back to Nick, stacks up to 110 if the burn is not healed. So we see off this trainer's mail here, Nick kind of eyeballing whether to get the Chaotic Swell or the VS Seeker, going with the Swell. Knowing that Dark Box absolutely loves to get a Skyfield out there, Nick is going to go for that Chaotic Swell. Kind of limit Kurt's bench here in the early stages. Let's see, bench and attach. Right. We see a power plant right there. He does not want that Mew swinging into him at all, nor seeing any kind of acceleration through Darkrai GX. Let's see the pass over to Kurt. Kurt's got a nice large hand here to start with. Ideal for any Dark Box deck. Get that Dark Cloak down. It's going to be guaranteeing free retreat. It's going to be really good for getting out of the status conditions that Nick's going to put him through. Also have the Guzzlord. Not sure how much the Guzzlord's going to come into play. If he can close out and kill a Celasaur with it, it's going to be really nice. But at most, he's probably going to take out that Pheromosa. But taking the additional prize, you still have to go through 2 tag teams. But it might limit Nick's other options in here. So we see a Max Elixir just flipping him over. He don't care. He don't care if Nick sees what's in his deck. You know, shaming this man's game. We see him loading up here the Night Spear Darkrai EX.
What a fun and competitive format. Where's Barbotoxin? Literally wins you the game.
Wait, what?
He's cute.
How does Barbotoxin win with that?
I went turn 1 and got his turn 1. I made.
Oh, he can't use Skippler.
I made. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
ouch.
I made. Like that. You always feel like the ultra and active.
So back-to-back Max Elixirs. Kurt's got a second attachment on there. Really setting up nicely. Not sure necessarily how the 90 damage from Night Spear is going to add up necessarily. But And that 30 to the bench, it does alleviate a little bit of the energy that is going to be needed to knock out that Celosaur, but 30 damage to a deck that has a ton of healing might not be a whole lot. Kurt debating here what he wants to do next. This is the beauty of the expanded format. You have so many options, but you can make a crucial mistake that just everything just boulders horribly. And he's just going to go ahead and pass and possibly give up that Mew. So Nick here judging what he wants to do. So he's going to throw away the Ranger and Chaotic Swell here for Guzmahala, guaranteeing that DCE. It's definitely the key part that he's looking for here. Let's see what else he goes in and grab. So Nick notoriously was playing Bent Spoon when the baby Ultra Necrozma was a menace for about 15 minutes, it seemed like, in the expanded format. Now opting to play Fighting Fury Belt here. Just kind of beef up the attack, beef up the health, giving him a little bit more survivability. Let's see here, we got the DCE, the Fighting Fury Belt, and a Silent Lab. So Kurt is definitely going to want to get rid of that power plant here in the upcoming turn here. It's clear he's going to lose that Mew. However, the last thing he's going to want is not having a free retreat option with that Darkrai EX. He will at least be able to swing. And so there you see the Pollen Hazard knocking out. Not worried about Burn, Poison, and Confuse. Nick is always so quick about adding those numbers up. So we see Kurt right there going ahead and promoting the Darkrai EX. Let's see what he can muster up here. He definitely wants to get a lot of energy acceleration here. Put some good pressure on this Celosaur, especially with Nick not having a second one down yet. So there we see a Snorlax V. So I'm already very familiar with this list. Snorlax V, any deck that plays Skyfield, is a great addition with decks that focus on energy acceleration. And for 3 energy, that Snorlax VMAX is going to do a ton of damage depending on how many bench Pokemon Kurt has set up. But right now, it's not really the backup attacker he wants, because it almost seems like Kurt's kind of struggling on what to get set up. Kurt acting like this is the most important energy attachment of his entire life. Going ahead and throwing it on the Snorlax V. Oh, wow. Colorist for 3. Hand is that bad. With the multiple Shaman and Dedenne options, he might be able to get out of this, but like we said earlier, like he's going to have to get rid of that power plant. That power plant is playing a big block in Kurt's strategy right now. All right, so we got the Skyfield down. Now let's see if Kurt can get away to start drawing some cards here and start utilizing. See if we start utilizing the tools that Darkbox needs to start energy accelerating here. But it kind of looks like he doesn't have a whole lot of more options left. So we see him go ahead and promoting the Guzzlord. He's going to go ahead and pass it over to Nick. All right. See, the nice thing is, at least in Kurt's favor, the only thing really going on in Kurt's favor right now is he does force the extra energy attachment to the Celosaur. Now, at some point, he's going to want the capability to heal the Celosaur as well. But at least now we know Nick isn't setting up a new attacker. Kurt is very far behind right now. Just putting so much pressure on him. He's going to Solar Beam there for the knockout. And now again with that Silent Lab down, Kurt again is going to be forced to find a replacement stadium. Because he definitely is not going to be able to ride a Darkrai EX throughout this matchup. I see Kurt here has a VS Seeker, but we know the only thing he has in there is a Colress. Which, a Colress for 2 is not going to feel good. Colors for 2. And we thought colors for 3 was bad. Unfortunately, Kurt literally has to just draw into Shaman and Stadium. And we already know he's down 1 Stadium. He has 2 more in the deck. On a wing and a prayer. Let's see if we're going to have an interesting match here. The smallest possible cut right there. Let's see what we have. So Courier's going to go in and attach the Darkrai EX here, get that 90-30 going on. At least putting some damage down the field. Dark Box can explode so quick that any little bit of damage you can already get down, especially when he's staring at a Pokemon with 310 HP right now. It's definitely going to help him out in the long run, but there's so much more Kurt needs right now. Yeah, I hate to see it happen like this. Nick here is just kind of mapping out his options right now. He's got everything he's going to need in hand. So we're going to get that extra energy attachment here. Clearly he's going to be going for the GX attack here. Just heal that damage off. Just showing Curly he's not at all worried about what he's doing. And there you go. So go ahead and use the GX attack, go down to 2 prizes, and heal all that damage out. Well, there's a stadium. But we're... Oh. So it's kind of just going to wall behind this Snorlax V right now. Nick has already used his GX attack, so he's not going to one-shot this Snorlax right now. Everybody needs to hold on to their straws right now because Kurt is grasping. So I see Nick here, the Greens Exploration. Just adding insult to injury right now, it almost feels like. I almost just want to start screaming, Nick, play an end for this poor man. And optimal play, definitely getting that power plant down. And net ball here, grab another energy. Nick under 0 pressure right now, which is, you know, usually you're under less pressure just from status conditions. However, you know, Kurt's hand is the one who's done him in this time. Nick focusing heavy on stadium control, which is, you know, really benefiting him so far in these games. So he's going to go ahead and use Pollen Hazard for the burn, poison, and confusion. All in all is going to hit for 90. And then we're going to go ahead and flip for the burn. All right, so the burn is gone, but too bad that coin flip doesn't fix bad hands. And there's the simple attachment. As big of a concession as he possibly couldn't have. So that's going to wrap it up for round 2. Hate to see it. Darkbox just kind of choking up and falling victim to Celosaur's shenanigans. More so of clunked hand shenanigans. But, I mean, we appreciate you guys stopping by. And if you like what you watch and you want to see more of it, let us know. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and heck, even subscribe. Because Lord knows we're desperate for it. Not at all. This is End of 1 for Game. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you in the next round.